Okay, so we're gonna blitz through this because the first time I tried to record this and the disappointing stuff of 2024 video, the file got corrupted, and then the second time, like an idiot, I made it through both of these and didn't realize that the mic was off. So welcome to the my favorite things of 2024 list. There's probably stuff that is left off this list. That's okay. These are just the things that literally have been on my mind all year and have just they had a stranglehold on me, man. I can't wait for the sequels for all of these to essentially come out. So, starting from the top, Dune Part 2. This is pretty self-explanatory. I thought this was absolutely fantastic. Dennis Villeneuve's this is the best adaptation of Dune we have ever received. And as somebody who's watched the original Dunes when he was a kid, I can, in all honesty, say this is the type of, I don't want to call it diversion from the source material. I would say that he follows the source material 80%, but the 20% of the changes and the tweaks that he makes it so that it's more digestible in movie form. Typically, when you watch a book to movie adaptation, I say Harry Potter, there are certain scenes and certain things that have to essentially be cut out, certain characters that have to be removed in order to allow the script to flow in a certain way. The chaff that he basically removes from this film is perfectly chosen. It's more or less the more confusing philosophical debates that happen in the Dune books, allowing you to more focus on the story of Paul Atreides, where he is setting up this perfect jump he's going to make with the third film in the form of Dune Messiah, where we end up seeing Paul essentially fall. It's Anakin Skywalker. It's any type of hero on a path to be the hero falling to the dark side type trope that you'll ever love, and I absolutely fucking love it. It's one of my favorite movies of the entire year. Moving on to, and all of these are, you're going to hear me say a lot that all of these are my favorite movies of the entire year. Moving on to something else that was absolutely my favorite movie of the year, Transformers 1. I am 100% upset that this movie did not end up being bigger than it actually was. When I tell you that this film is perfectly acted, not only is it perfectly acted, it is perfectly animated, and it adds a new layer to the Transformers mythos due to the fact that this is its own contained universe as to the origin of the relationship between both Optimus Prime and Megatron, seeing them basically end up being best friends, and then also seeing the slow divides that build up between both of their characters. Absolutely fucking love it. I love that both of them stand opposite of where they're going to end up. Where Optimus is the rule breaker, he's daring, he thinks outside of the box, he doesn't agree with authority. Whereas Megatron is the guy who follows the rules, the one who looks up to leadership because he wants to be like leadership, the one who doesn't want to essentially go against the status quo. Then you see both of these characters basically switch their positions as the movie progresses, where Optimus ends up being the one that has to enforce and follow the rules set by Cybertron, and then Megatron is the one attempting to tear down the rules because he believes that it is still an unfair system, even though his sense of self and perception has been warped, where it's an unfair system because he's no longer the one in charge. That last scene on the bridge where Megatron goes to kill Sentinel and he shoots Orion and he catches him just before he falls off. And you see it in his eyes where his eyes go back to a normal color and he's holding on to Orion as he's dangling off the side of the thing. And he's like, you know what? Like, we were supposed to change the world. And in order for me to change the world, I gotta let you go. I'm tired of saving you. And he lets him go. That's the first mark right there. I was like, yeah, that's the transition that you need because he's remorseful up until that point when he catches him. He's like, no, 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 no. Like why would you jump in front of Sentinel? Why would you do this? And then slowly that unreasonable rage from Sentinel betrayal kicks back in. The eyes go back to being red and he lets him fall. Beautiful cinema. This movie deserved to make $1 billion. And for whatever reason, it only made 129 million in the box office. But it was Chris Hemsworth, fantastic. Tyree Henry, fantastic. Both of them did great as Orion Pax and D16 before they become their classic characters. Fucking love it. Moving on to another animated film, and there's a lot of animated films on this list. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. When I tell you Sonic the Hedgehog 3 came in last minute, that's my final love of 2024. I'm not kidding. Because you have to understand the journey we've been on. We, as a collective group, bullied a studio. We bullied Paramount. Paramount? Yeah, we bullied Paramount into getting rid of that ugly Sonic design in the first film, getting the classic character. Then somehow we shanghaied Jim Carrey into staying on to play Dr. Robotnik after he had retired. And we've gotten peak after peak. Every single Sonic film has just gotten better. The second one was better than the first one. This one is better than the second one. Keanu Reeves as Shadow, favorite choice ever. Gerald Robotnik, absolutely great. The fact that this film takes time to set up both of these characters to show that they are just broken and angry and lashing out at the universe, great. The heartbreak that Robotnik basically puts Ivo through, where he's like, you know, if he took a step back, he would realize that Ivo was just as much of a loving grandchild as his granddaughter. But the fact that he can't see it because he spent 50 years in just this madness induced rage at the death of his granddaughter, along with Shadow, who, like he says, I've been in prison for 50 years, replaying the last 5 minutes before I was arrested over and over and over and over again. And they are using that pain to basically push this idea of wiping out the entire fucking planet. Great. Love it. The last fight between Shadow and Sonic, fucking cinema. If we ever get a Dragon Ball Z movie and a Dragon Ball Z movie doesn't do movement like that, I'm going to be next level upset. In every way, shape, and form, Sonic 3 is a fantastic sequel to Sonic 2 and a fantastic continuation of this entire franchise. And the fact that we're getting a Sonic 4, which is probably going to introduce Metal Sonic, with maybe Ivo or Agent Stone coming back to be the one who had created Metal Sonic, can't wait. Can't wait to see it. I'm hoping Jim Carrey comes back, even though he said that he's retired, but we're basically going to sit around and we're going to see. Now, moving on to another, once again, animated film, Inside Out 2. This one is great for... No, it's not great for different reasons. I think I love it for the exact same reasons that I love Sonic 3, which is that it focuses on the emotional side of characters. In the first Inside Out, we were dealing with Riley's emotions as she was a kid. This one, we're dealing with her emotions as she's kind of in that weird, awkward teenager phase. And the fact that the second she basically transitions into being a teenager, all of these new emotions start popping up. My favorite one being fucking anxiety and doubt and shit like that. That is great. The absolute chaos and war of all these different emotions and feelings going on in her head is a great allegory for what a lot of teenagers basically deal with on a consistent basis. And I had a theory when this film had came out. I don't know if I put it on this channel about the fact that Riley might be bi, and people dogpiled on me. They were like, how can you think this? And I was like, well, from the evidence that Inside Out puts out, all of the emotions in her dad's head are male. All the emotions in her mom's head are female. Riley's the only character that we've been introduced to where she has both male and female emotions in her head. And people were yelling at me, like, oh, it's just because she's young and she's a child and da. And I was like, it could be, or I could be right, because I'm playing by the laws of the universe that we've been presented here, which is dad has all male emotions: anger, joy, sadness, depression, all of them. dudes. Moms, same thing, just on the opposite side. All of the emotions, female. Riley's the only one we've been introduced to who all her emotions are basically different genders, different sizes. They all look fucking unique. Who knows? Could be true, could be not true. But I just that's how I took the story, as another struggle that she was essentially going through as she tries to basically figure out her own identity. But that's the one thing that's great about Inside Out 2. What you walk away from this film with is a lesson that's going to be unique to you, because there's an emotion affecting you that's completely different from everyone else's. Maybe you're somebody who likes to run around and please people, and your joy is always at the controls, and you never have a chance to basically have a more level-headed emotion take over where you take care of yourself. You're a people pleaser. Or maybe you're just always angry and you just can't see the joy or fun in anything. That emotion is running you. Or maybe you're always depressed, and that feeling is being bolstered by something that's underlying that you're not focusing on. Inside Out 2 is great for that. It's great to have you take a step back and look around and go, okay, maybe this is what's wrong with me. Maybe I focus on this a little bit too much. Maybe I do this a little bit too much. And then you're able to grow from that. The lesson you learn from the film is going to be completely unique to you, but having the film basically help kids and younger adults, hell, even teenagers, realize that they can work through their emotions in a really, really healthy way is a really, really good thing. Now, I believe that is the end of my animated films that I love this year. And then we are going to be jumping into films that basically hit every single end of the spectrum. Deadpool and Wolverine. You already know why this is here. We did videos on this on the channel. It's fucking great. It is a fantastic popcorn film. It is a fantastic Marvel film. It gets you super hype in so many different ways. Hugh Jackman looks absolutely fantastic as Wolverine. Getting the comic accurate Wolverine suits are dope as hell. Having Deadpool run around the multiverse, interacting with not the multiverse, run around the timeline, interacting. No, technically it is the multiverse, because he was hopping back and forth across different timelines. But having him run back and forth and meet all of these different variants of Wolverine was great. All the characters we run into inside the void, fantastic. Made Cassandra Nova a fantastic villain. I'm wishing that she comes back. I'm hoping that she does, with how terrifying the way in which her powers work, being able to work her hands through people's heads and stuff like that. Fucking fantastic. I love this film. I watch this film probably once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, just as like a downtime thing to have in the background. And then when my favorite bits come on, I'm locked in. But moving on from Deadpool and Wolverine, we have got Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. Funnily enough, Furiosa falls into the exact same category for me that Transformers 1 did, which is, it is a fantastic film that a lot of people just didn't go and see. And that kind of makes me mad, because I had a lot of people who are not in tune with Mad Max, which means they didn't see Mad Max, Mad Max 2, Mad Max The Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome. They didn't see any of that stuff. Their first Mad Max film was Fury Road. And they loved Fury Road, but there were certain things they didn't understand about Fury Road. And I was somebody who played the video game, which is fantastic. If you haven't sat down to play the Mad Max video game, it is great. It takes place before the events of Fury Road. It literally ends, the video game ends where the Fury Road film begins, which is when you see Max in the desert, just before he gets captured by Immortan Joe's men. That's basically around where the video game ends to set up the beginning of the film. It covers all the stuff that happens on Wasteland. It is canon to the movie, both canon to Fury Road and also a sequel canon to Furiosa, because it's Max's standpoint coming into the Wasteland area of the Citadel after the events of Furiosa. Fucking good. And Anya Taylor-Joy is fantastic as a younger Furiosa. The story that they essentially tell is also great. Meeting Chris Hemsworth's fantastically played warlord, Dementus, is great. Seeing a young Immortan Joe, all the war boys again, love it. The action in this film, I can in all honesty say, is a step back. Where Fury Road did a lot of practical effects, this film chose to do a little bit more CGI because it went for like these really, really big set pieces. And what I mean by really, really big set pieces, I'm talking about like not Fury Road has this fantastic scene where they're driving and there's a desert tornado with thunder happening on the side. And one of the cars driving behind the war rig gets picked up, then it blows up and it sets that on fire. That's all CGI. They didn't drive out into the fucking Australian wilderness and end up encountering something like that. The CGI in this film isn't used for backdrop like it was in Fury Road. In this film, the CGI is there's like this war rig that they drive. It has this thing that spins on the back, and it has these spiked balls that spin with it. And then there's this guy flying in like an air dirigible, and it gets caught in the back of the thing. He's getting dragged in. The CGI looks so cheesy. It looks really, really bad. And kind of pissed me off because I was like, I don't really feel as though the characters need to have like flying machines. You could just had them be on bikes as like a war party. Doing this is kind of super goofy. And then there were a few other times where the CGI was like a little bit too much, where Furiosa's trying to snipe Dementis and she's blowing up a thing and he's running on a thing, but you can tell the thing is fake and it's not really there. I don't know what happened. Quality dropped just a little bit, but it was still a fantastic ride. I absolutely love the story and I love the revenge that happens at the end of this film. Talking about another film that is fantastic, Late Night with the Devil. Um, First off, don't be like me. Don't watch this film at 2 a.m. Oh boy. If you are somebody who liked that movie called Devil from like 10 years ago, the one where they're all stuck in the elevator and everyone's basically being killed one by one, their souls are being collected, and at the end of the spoilers, if you've never watched Devil, skip ahead a little bit, but at the end of that film, the devil goes to claim the soul he was actually there for, which was this guy who had committed a crime that accidentally killed like a mother and a child, and he got away with it. And the guy ends up being repentant, and the devil's like, damn, I really, really wanted you. And when they finally get the door open, just pieces out and he's gone. And it's just the dude in the elevator by himself. This film feels like it is a sequel to that film, but at the same time also exists in the same universe as Poltergeist, where it's this guy who unknowingly, I really don't want to spoil this. First off, what's his name? David Dasmalchian, fantastic. Every single time he pops up, I love seeing him. I love seeing him in Dune. I love seeing him as Polka Dot Man. I love that he was on the CW as in the Flash. I love that he was on Gotham as he was somebody on Gotham. Who's he on Gotham? He played a role on Gotham that escapes me at the moment. But every time I see him, I know he's going to be my favorite dude. He's kind of like my version, my equivalent. The way in which some people feel about Stanley Tucci when he pops up in films, that is how I feel about David. Where every time I see him, I know he's going to be crazy fucking good. He is great as Jack Delroy. Just this sleazy nighttime host that's willing to do whatever it takes in order to make it big and to be super fucking popular. And I love how the show begins so normal, but then slowly descends into absolute demonic madness by the end of it. And the twist at the end is also absolutely fucking great as well. This film is good. I'm not going to spoil it. Go watch Late Night with the Devil. If you're somebody who liked the Devil film, if you're somebody who liked Poltergeist, if you like this type of like summoning eldritch deities that cause nothing but horror and death type person, you're going to absolutely love Late Night with the Devil. It is fucking great. Another film that probably wasn't on people's radars in any way, shape, or form is Love Lies Bleeding. I didn't know what to think about this film at first. The idea that this unknown gym manager falls in love with this buff chick that constantly works out, and then their relationship devolves into like just absolute madness and murder and hallucinations and just chaos is also fucking good. Kristen Stewart as Lou is great. Katie O'Brien is also fucking good. If you're not familiar with who Katie O'Brien is, uh well, I don't know how you're not familiar with who Katie O'Brien is, because she's been in so much stuff. Like, she was the cop who came back from Iraq in The Rookie. She was the former Imperial agent who worked for Moff Gideon and then was slowly eliminating threats in The Mandalorian. She was the queen of the subatomic people in Ant-Man 3. Like, she's been in so much stuff. And typically she always plays really solid characters, and she's always low-key been buff. I feel as though if the Wonder Woman role had been created, or if Jeff if James Gunn had been given the go ahead to create his DCU maybe 10 years ago, she'd have probably been the DCU equivalent of Wonder Woman, because she has always been shredded. Like, if you've ever used the title Muscle Mommy before, Katie O'Brien falls right into the Muscle Mommy category. Homegirl is what Diana looks like in the comics, and this film, she hit her maximum fucking just buffness. She is swole in this film. If you like romantic horror, murder mystery slash comedies that takes themselves seriously, or should I say, don't take themselves seriously until something serious happens and then they take themselves seriously, you're gonna enjoy Love Lies Bleeding. Moving on from Love Lies Bleeding, I think I have two more that fall into the sci-fi category. Alien Romulus, which I don't even have to announce Alien Romulus. I absolutely love this film. This is a bounce in the right direction. Between this and Prey, both the Alien and Predator franchises are back on track as being top tier sci-fi. I know there are a lot of people who didn't like this film because they feel as though it landed a little bit too much on the Alien 3 level, but I completely disagree with them. I think this is the perfect balance between the first Alien movie and the second Aliens movie, where it's a movie that builds up tension. I haven't felt terrified of face huggers in years. That crawl with low body temp in that room, getting around the face huggers that are just absolutely fucking everywhere, had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. Them being stalked through the Romulus by the main big alien, terrifying. Them making it to the other side only to discover that, oh shit, it's just not him. It's like 50 of them. The transition from Alien to Aliens, absolutely fucking great. I do want to call out one dude for doing a fantastic job. David Johnson. David Johnson's the standout of this film. As Andy, like this really old uh android that's helping Kaylee Spaney's Rain basically get through all of the chaos of the situation with the Romulus, having her update him and him basically get back on company propaganda, and then him willing to allow her to basically remove the chip so he reverts back to where he was and he no longer has those higher functions he did before. Good. Kaylee Spaney is also like one of those standouts, and I said this and a few people got mad. I really don't give a shit. She auditioned for Ellie. She should have gotten Ellie. This film is basically Alien. What if Ellie ended up in space? Like, she looks like the live action version of Ellie from The Last of Us. The fact that she didn't get it and it went to another actress who had higher billing than she did, where the higher billing was really only Game of Thrones. I feel as though Bella Ramsey, she's great. She was able to knock out Ellie's emotional side so well in the first film, but Bella Ramsey doesn't. She's a departure from the way in which the character looks. But then an argument could be made that everyone in this universe is a departure. because Joel's a regular white dude in the games, and he's a Mexican American in the show. So is Tommy. But other than that, I feel as though she would have been my Ellie. If I was the casting director, I'd have picked her to be Ellie because she does fantastic in this. And I can't wait to see her in the sequel to this and everything else that she's going to be acting on going forward. Right on the science fiction action film ball, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Love this film because I love this franchise. I love the original three movies with Caesar, and I love this current movie, and I can't wait to see the rest of them. I think we are 2 years away. The next one is in 2027, which means next year sometime we'll probably get the first trailer for the next Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes film. That is fine. This one is fantastic. It expertly uses this film to set up the world that we're going to be exploring in the next one and the conflicts we're going to be dealing with now that Proximus Caesar's dead and his giant ape empire has essentially fractured and collapsed. Love it. I'm 100% going to be there. I am going to be in my seat watching this. The relationship between Noah and what's her name? Hold on. It's Noah and I almost want to fucking call her almost want to call her Cersei. Freya Allen, who plays May, also good. The fact that on the journey she's basically a double agent the entire time, willing to betray the apes to get what she wants. Then she betrays the apes, and then at the end of the film, there's that conversation between both her and Noah, and he's standing there with sincerity and honesty, like you betrayed me, you left me for dead, but at the same time, you're cool people, and you stop Proximus from basically messing up the whole area. And the entire time that she has a gun behind her back because she doesn't really trust apes, but he continues to prove just how much he can be trusted. Her giving them the information to basically bring back humanity, but at the same time, when she steps outside and she starts thinking about it, she starts thinking about whether or not she made the right decision because of the journey and the relationship that she ends up having with a few of these apes. Also, the fact that my boy is about to be coming back, Raka, because they said that he actually didn't die when he went down the river and that his character is supposed to be coming back at some point in time, hopefully in the next film. I'm hoping my man comes back. Also fucking love it. Can't wait. I'm sitting around, I'm basically waiting for the sequel to this film. But that is all of my favorite films. I swear to God, when I look at this thing, my mic better not have turned off. My mic is still on. So that's fucking good. I didn't expect to eat up 27 minutes of time, but here we are. So let me know what you guys enjoy. I'm probably not gonna do the disappointing list. Like I said, I tried doing it twice, and both times I got bit, and that annoys the hell out of me. I'm just gonna finish up Skeleton Crew because I'm about halfway through Skeleton Crew. Yeah, I'm about halfway through Skeleton Crew. So I'm gonna finish up Skeleton Crew. Let me know what you guys' favorite movies and shows of. Oh my God, shows! I forgot shows. Okay, quick rundown. We've got hold on. Because I actually had a list. Hold on. Shows of 2024 that I absolutely love. Quick rundown. So far I'm loving Skeleton Crew, so I'm willing to put that on the list. So far I'm loving Creature Commandos. I'm willing to put that on the list. Fallout. Absolutely fucking loved it in every way, shape, and form. Was Shogun. I love that as well. I'm sorry, I got to run down this list super quick because I completely forgot about it. Agatha All Along. Absolutely freaking loved it. Um, Arcane. Absolutely loved Arcane. Dune Prophecy didn't really live up to the expectations that I had. Neither did Echo. I thought Echo kind of sucked. And I'm missing one. I haven't watched all of Secret Level yet, so I can't really tell whether or not I absolutely love it just yet. Oh, Penguin. Penguin's another one that was absolutely fantastic as well. And I feel like I'm missing one, but like I said, this is basically me just running down the entire list because all of my stuff got nuked earlier and I wasn't able to I wasn't able to finish uh well, no, I finished both of the videos. Like the audio and the files just got corrupted. Hopefully this one doesn't get corrupted. I'll be pissed off if it does. Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Childish Gambino. That was also good. The final season of Yellowstone, absolutely loved it. And if you're a fan of Yellowstone, another one that's really, really great currently is Landman, which is with Billy Bob Thornton, which is also really, really fucking good. But that's the rundown for the TV stuff. I wasn't going to spend like a whole lot of time on it. To be quite honest, I just kind of wedged it in here because I forgot about it. But let me know what you guys enjoyed. Comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.